today.
My sister's coming today.
Hey, it's me.
Hi loves, finally this very busy weekend is about to come to an end because I'm going to the hospital this evening. So I think the next vlog should be my delivery vlog. I pray I'm able to do a delivery vlog for you guys, because sometimes these hospitals can be behaving wild, but I plan to film as much as possible. So I've been able to pack my hospital bag. I'm done with that. I filmed packing that, so I don't know if it's going to come first or this is going to come first. People shall see me packing my bag and what is in my bag. I've packed my bag. My mom is around now. My husband is here filming. We are ready basically. But I want to try and film maybe 2 YouTube videos before I go to the hospital, just so I have enough content to edit while I'm trying to settle into the whole motherhood stuff. You know, dealing with a newborn is not really that easy. So I'll try and film 2 YouTube videos, and my son will soon be back from school. Once he's back from school, it's over. I cannot film anything again, because it's where you are filming that he will want to play. That's it, guys. Thank you.
For me,
stay there now.
New Year vibes.
Willow Lokomba. My baby. How is your chest? He's doing cooking. Why are you telling me though? I fall from up.
I wanted to pray for you.
Come and pray for me. Oh. Say the prayer of the righteous. Are you righteous?
Mama, give me a happy New Year.
It's time to stay in the hospital. Eh? Hey, wait. Is this staircase part? I don't understand. Why do they have to put labor ward upstairs? Why? Here earlier, so my card is already inside. Should I see S? Should I see the reception?
No, CS.
C/S. Smile as you are giving the concert. Yeah, carry it to the hospital. Carry it inside. Thank you. Go now. They will not took injection. Go. I know now why they drag yash. Hi loves. So I'm at the hospital and it's time to sleep actually. They checked my baby's heartbeat. I don't talk so loud so I don't disturb other people. I've checked my baby's heartbeat. I've checked my blood pressure. My husband and my mom left no long ago. So now it's just sleep and wake up. So surgery. I'm supposed to stop taking any food at home by 12. So I'll take my water. So then I think by then I should be sleeping. So drinking water is the last thing I need. I need to pray because God is the center of it all. But basically that's what it's been. I'm actually okay. I'm fine. I thought I would be tensed, but for now I'm not. So that's it. Good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Hi guys. Good morning. So I've had my bath. I'm preparing for surgery now. The nurse is about to come and shave me up. I just said my prayers. Right now. Today's about to be a good day. I can't wait to meet my baby. I'm excited. Baba, are you ready to meet your sister?
Eh?
Are you ready to meet your sister?
Yes, it's the children.
It's with doctor now.
to see.
Come on, Eva.
What to see?
You want to see the injection? If you see, they'll give you. You open your bum bum. They'll give you like this. Boom. You will not cry. You want to cry? Hi. Hi. So my sister is coming today.
My sister's coming today.
I want to play my Christian music because miracle not entire Jesus. So it just shifted and attached the catheter, and I'm waiting now.
Congrats, the baby is inside.
To come inside. Don't worry, I'll soon come outside, yeah? It's okay, they won't like that. I can move around now. Plenty of water. Hi, loves. How are you guys doing? So, somebody is finally back home. I'm filming this part of this video here, which was not the plan. The plan was actually to film in the hospital, but as situations will turn out, they didn't let me film in the hospital because I ended up staying in the general ward throughout. I didn't go to my private ward as I planned to before. And when you watch the rest of this video, you'll find out why I didn't go to the private ward as planned. Anywho, so I'm about to give you guys all the tea because I did document my experience since I could not film immediately after surgery. One thing that helped me in the hospital was journaling. So I was just writing down how I was feeling and what was going on at what point. And I was able to write out like the whole surgery experience since I was awake this time around. So let's get right into the gist. Enough of the explaining. Anyways, say hello to the new mom of a baby girl. So now I have 2 kids, 1 boy and 1 girl. Perfect. Just perfect. So let's get into the gist. Anyways, so what happened was I chose the why don't I always remember the name of this thing? I think it's anesthetics or anesthesia, I don't know, whatever, but you know what I'm talking about, the thing that makes your body numb so you don't feel any pain throughout the surgery. I keep forgetting what it is. Even when I check Google and I come back, I just tend to forget the name. So I chose the one that would make me be awake throughout the surgery process. So you have 2 options, the full body anesthesia or anesthetics, whatever I call it throughout this video, please pardon me. The full body anesthetics or the spinal anesthetics. So what the spinal does is that from your navel down to your leg is numb, and that was the option I went for. So I was awake throughout the surgery process. Now I didn't really feel any pain at all. I couldn't feel anything at all. I could only feel the pulling and the, you know, when you can tell that something is going on in your body but you are not feeling any pain at all. That was how it felt. Getting the injection done was not really painful. Anyways, there's something that is interesting to me. Before I went into the surgery room, I think I filmed up to that point, the nurse came to shave me up and clean me up. She was like, oh, you're already neat, let me just go by it again. I'm like, yes, let's get a lot. Anyways, so when I went into the surgery room, the anesthesian The woman, the doctor that was in charge of giving me the anesthetics, just told me her name and what she wants to do and how it's going to make me feel. So she told me I'll feel a tingling feeling, like that ticklish feeling on my feet. I would not be able to move any part of my legs from my waist down. I might just feel a bit of cold and stuff like that. So they were just talking to me. I think the one thing they complained about was my nails. So when you're going for surgery, even when you're going for normal delivery, don't fix your nails. I wanted to be a baby girl. And I think the part of antenatal when they talked about nails and all those stuff, I was not listening. So, but luckily it was not such a big deal. They were just telling me my nail is fine, but I'm not supposed to bring this kind of nails to surgery room and stuff like that. Anyways, after explaining all I was going to feel, she now administered the drug. It was not painful, and then I had to lay down. I think the thing I don't like about the spinal option is that you cannot move at all. Like, you're supposed to just stay down, don't lift your head and stuff like that. And then they shielded me off from my head. I think from my bust line, they just shielded me off, so I could not see exactly what was going on. And I'm thankful for that, because I can't stand blood and all those plenty things. I don't want to see. So they did shield me off. Then before we started the surgery, the doctor asked me to pray. I prayed. I also like the spinal option because throughout the surgery process, I was praying, and I could also hear the two doctors arguing about politics, football. They were just gisting. Like, these people were cutting me open and gisting as if it's nothing. And it was actually really relaxing. You know, if they were quiet, you feel like, these people are tense, they don't know what they are doing. But the way they were just gisting, going about their thing, it gave me this vibe of people that are sitting down and peeling garri, or people that are cooking inside kitchen and just gisting. That's the vibe it gave me, and it actually helped me. I was just relaxed. Anytime I think about it, I just pray. I was just praying. At some point, all I was saying was, thank you, Jesus, because I could not think of anything to talk about again. So the whole surgery process actually started about like 7:15-ish, because my baby was out. I only know this because of her birth certificate. I wasn't able to tell time. There's no time, there's no clock in the surgery room, and I didn't have my phone with me. And so my baby was out at 7:45. The whole process was fast. Before, like, you even know, said they are done. So they just finished the whole thing. Then they told me goodbye. The doctor was telling me that I'm a strong girl. Okay, I actually did get blood pints ahead of time. Like, my two of my friends actually donated blood for me.
My blood donor. Say hi. So apparently, Tonia's brother, my exact match. What are you eating? Rishi. Why you just eat normal Nigerian food?
Just in case I do need blood, we don't have that issue of running around looking for blood. And I actually did have like a low PCV. My blood count was actually a bit low, and it always happens to me because I remember my first baby too, my blood count was low. But during surgery, after surgery, they were checking me like everything is okay. I was even telling the doctors that they should not worry, my blood is small but mighty. He was telling me, my friend, keep quiet there in your mind now. I'm like, they're there now, because they were bothered about my PCV being low and it's affecting everything. But luckily, there was no blood loss during the surgery, and after surgery, I was looking all good. I was not pale. I even had excess blood saved. Nothing like that. Anyways, but I was good. So another set of hospital attendants came to wheel me to the general room. Now, I wanted a private ward. I had actually already discussed with the nurses that I wanted a private ward. So they said, first of all, after surgery, I have to stay for 24 hours in the general ward, because that's where the nurses are and they'll be attending to me frequently. They have to check me like every now and then. So it's like every hour or less than safe. Every small thing, they'll come and check. Hope everything is okay. Hope you have not, your vitals are still okay. They're checking my blood pressure, checking my temperature, checking that the drip is flowing well and all those stuff. So the plan was that after 24 hours or after like a day and a half, when they give me the all clear that I can move to the private ward, I'll move there. So that was what we went with. When I got to the general ward. I could not do anything because they said I have to stay down for at least 6 hours after the surgery for the drugs to clear out from my system, because if I actually raise my head before the drug clears out, there is this explanation that they explain that the headache that comes, there's no drug they will give you, you just have to bear that headache throughout. And I remember the first time I gave birth, when I gave birth to my first baby, my first baby was full body anesthetic, so I was not awake throughout until the drugs left my body. But I remember there was one of the women that gave birth through CS that period that still did spinal, and she was crying seriously because she was feeling headache. The nurses told her to stay down, and it can be tiring. I can understand staying down for that long, but then again she had to stay down. She did not stay down like they advised, and then when the headache started, it was terrible and they could not do anything to help her. She was just crying. So when I remember that experience, I just respected myself. Okay, I think the only thing that I did not really like, but the nurse explained that it's just reaction to drug. My body was itching, so at some point I'll just call the nurse to please come and help me scratch my body since I couldn't move about. But after a while it just stopped. So she said it's the drugs they are putting in the drip that my body is just reacting. And that was basically it. So for the first, I think the drugs started wearing out of my body at about 3-4 p.m. ish. From morning, I was lying on my back all through this time, because I think when they wheeled me to the general ward, it was about 8:39 in the morning, 9 a.m. So the drugs started wearing out at about 3-4 ish. How I knew the drug was wearing out was I was beginning to feel the pain of the incision sites. But now I'm going to note that on this first day I didn't really feel much pain, and my baby was not with me at all. So when you do cesarean section in my hospital, they don't give you your baby for like the first 24 hours, so that you can at least get yourself first, because you can't really do anything. So they didn't bring my baby until the next morning. Next morning I was already up at 4 a.m. Did not wake me up by 4 a.m. because she had to clean me up before the doctors would come in. So she cleaned me up. No, why am I fast forwarding? Let's go back to the day before. When I did my first surgery for my first baby, my bowel movement didn't start until like 2 days later for full body anesthetics. And what they used to time you when you can start eating, when you can start taking fluids, is when your bowel movement resumes. Like some people will tell you that you have to fart first or you have to go to the toilet first. For this final, the good news was that by evening that first day, I already went to the loo. Like, my system was back in track, and they inserted catheter, so I don't have to stand up to pee. So me going to the loo meant good news. So the next morning, after the doctor checked my vitals and everything, and I told him that I had gone to the loo, he was like, that's good, you are all clear then. I was not telling him that, because that same doctor that did my surgery that came to check me that morning, he was not asking me how mine now. I'm fine, no. He was not saying, you're a strong girl, you are not even looking like you did surgery. And I said, my God never flops, he never wears flip-flop. We're just gisting. Okay, so that morning, after the doctor checked me and said my vitals were okay, and he gave the nurse the all clear to remove my catheter, another nurse came to take my baby's clothes, because apparently they had given her a bath and they need to change her clothes. So they came, took her sponge, soap and everything, gave her a bath, then they brought her for me to breastfeed. I think this was like the toughest part of the whole experience for me. The minute I put this girl on my breast, she didn't even take time to latch, because my son had a little bit of issues with latching, and then my breast milk was not really flowing well. But this one, she did not waste time. As I just put her, it's like she's used to sucking from the womb. She started sucking immediately, which was good news, because it meant that she would not be crying, she would not be cranky and stuff like that. But nobody explained. I don't know, I don't think I experienced it the first time, because I cannot just forget the cramping that came to me like immediately. It was bad, guys. It was bad. Like, I feel like there's a nerve connected from my breasts to my womb, because the nurse actually came to explain that the cramping is because my uterus is shrinking back, and that breastfeeding actually helps you shrink back faster. As she was breastfeeding, my nipple was sore. The whole cramping thing was bad, like it was painful, guys. And then I think because of the cramp, I was not feeling like the incision site pain. It was just a lot to deal with. But that's basically all the stress I went through throughout that second day. That was the major issue. Then my mother did not let people come in to see me because people are not allowed into the general ward. So me, I was telling my husband that, I beg, when can I move to the private ward? The nurse that came to explain to me, like this hospital, there are like different sets of nurses. The nurses in the labor ward are different from the nurses that are attending to you after you've given birth. They are different from the nurses you were dealing with when you were doing antenatal and all those stuff. So these ones now came to explain to me that, why do I want to go to private ward? First of all, at this point, they are not giving my baby PCG, which is like the first immunization they give to children so that they are not prone to any of these sicknesses from people carrying them and stuff. So at this point, why they don't even allow visitors in is because nobody's allowed to touch your baby until your baby gets BCG. Only you and maybe the father of the child can touch your baby and stuff like that. So she was like, why do you want to go to private ward? When you go to private ward now, people will be coming to visit you. First of all, you will not rest as much. And secondly, you because you will not rest as much because in private ward, nobody tells anybody not to come and visit you and stuff like that. And a lot of people didn't come to see me in the hospital because they knew that they are not allowing them in. So imagine if all those people were coming. I remember being overwhelmed the first time because a lot of people were coming in, people were calling me. My husband was even with my phone. Like, I didn't want to be with my phone, I just wanted to chill. I get overwhelmed with calls and all those things easily. So with the whole surgery stress, I did not want my phone and I was okay with not being with my phone. I think I got my phone like in the evening. That was when I started posting on Instagram. I was stunted. Anyways, back to the gist at hand. So after the explanation and everything, my husband and I just concluded that, okay, you know what, it's not that bad. Just stay in this general ward. After all, there's nothing special that you want to be going to stay in private ward for. So that's how I ended up staying in general ward. And they didn't allow me film. Like, you said I should stay here and you are not allowing me to do my videos. They said there's no filming here. You are not allowed to do video or anything like that. The few clips I had were when Tonya came to visit and then the nurse just left. Like, she told the nurse that she's my sister and she just wants to drop something for me. I don't know whatever Tonya explained to that woman because that woman was not letting anybody in. The woman let her in and the woman went out. Like, so it would be that I'm not here. Oh. So as the woman went out, Tonya was like, bring your phone, let's do video. That's how we started doing video.
Hey, our kitty.
As she sneezing, I'm saying, I'm gonna.
You're always sneezing, no normal. Every time sneezing. Godmother representing. Sorry, bless you, baby. So, how was your experience?
Which experience?
Your giving birth experience. Now, how do you feel?
Just there.
Yeah, used to it. Now you the runner.
No, I'm used to it. Well, it's just normal.
After all you're raking for blood, see you taking another blood. Anyway, make it be say, just waste time. Me no waste, you understand?
And that's how we just did whatever we did. As the woman came back, the woman was like, well, come and go, I've tried for you. And I was like, thank you, ma, you tried. Anyways, moving on to at the end of day 2, I was able to go outside. Like, when my baby was sleeping, I was able to go outside to go and see my mom, see my mother-in-law. At this point, I had already taken Lipton. Okay, how the whole liquid journey started was, I started with 4 spoons of water, and then every 30 minutes you increase it. After 30 minutes, I took 6 spoons. After 30 minutes, 8 spoons, till it got to 14 spoons. So after 14 spoons, before they now made the small Lipton with glucose in it for me. Then after that, before the nurses now told my husband that they can now bring pap. So I started taking pap. And then by evening, they said I could take fish pepper soup. So my mother-in-law made fish pepper soup, and then they brought it for me. And then by the next day, I was having fish pepper soup with rice and more pap. Guys, pap and glucose, it did a lot of things for my breast, because my breast milk was flowing everywhere. My child, when my baby's sucking, I'll be hearing I'm like, is it me that is producing all this liquid? So far so good. I've not pumped. I did not pump. I did not have any need to pump yet, because she's feeding directly and with her we're not going anywhere. But I plan to start pumping from like maybe 2 months, so that she can learn to feed from the bottle before I have to resume work. Yeah, so that's basically it. The rest days were quite easier, though I did notice on the 3rd day towards evening, maybe because I was working about too much, like going outside to meet people that come to visit me, sitting outside and not lying down, because the nurses were complaining that me, I'm not resting. Like, see my mates, everybody's sleeping, I'm always walking up and down. Anyways, on the 3rd day by evening, I was feeling a lot of pain. So I just decided to chill. I beg, let me not go and kill myself. Then the 4th day, they came to change the plaster and the wool that was covering the incision site. Whew. I don't know, it was a different doctor that did this one. It's like the guy wanted to eliminate me, because that's the way he put the plaster. It was so tight, like I could barely stand straight. At first I was just like, okay, let me bear it. Why is this thing paining me this much? Like, the surgery up until day 4 did not pain me, so why is it paining me now? So when by evening I could not bear it again, and I explained to the nurse that this thing is paining me. She was not like, okay, it's because the plaster is too tight, that if it's okay with me, she will change it. I said, please change it, this thing is paining me badly. So she took it out and she did it, and she put a new one, and it was the relief. And basically I gave birth on a Friday. By Tuesday, okay, by Monday we were clear to come home. Let me not forget gist. By Sunday evening, the nurse said that I gave birth on a Friday. By Sunday evening, the nurse said that she's noticing some sort of yellowish stain on my baby's skin, and I did have a lot of fever. I was always having malaria or fever per se, I don't know, when I was pregnant. So they were like, those are signs of jaundice, so we have to do like jaundice test and stuff. So I said, no wahala, please, let's do it, and if she needs to be treated, so we can just treat her, the earlier the better. And then they said my own blood, they need to check my PVC, because they were rounding up to take us home. That's how they went to check my PVC. Me, a whole healthy girl, me, that my blood is small but mighty. They checked it, did not say my PVC is low. PCV, not PVC, Jesus. I'm in the voting spirit, that's why. Please, let's all go and vote. Anyway, they said my PCV is low, that is 23%. Like how? Before I went for surgery, it was 29%. I did not lose any blood, I was okay, everything was fine. And you're telling me that it's 23%. Where's the blood going to? Anywho, they now said they have to give me blood since it's 23%. That's how they went to attach, go and bring one of the bloods that my donors gave me, and then they attached it for me, and then they gave me blood. My baby's jaundice test came out at 10.3 or 10 points for one of those, but they said the max or the minimum for them to start jaundice treatment is 11. So which means she's not up to that. And since I'm doing exclusive breastfeeding, that it shouldn't be an issue. Anyways, we'll repeat the test in 2 days time. So by Monday they cleared us that we can go home. After they gave me the blood, I was okay, and they cleared us that we can go home. But I didn't want to go home because the BCG, they only give it on Tuesdays. So I just told them that, okay, we can clear our bill and stay, right? They said yes. So we cleared our bill and we stayed on a Monday night. Tuesday in the morning, they came to do BCG, fill the birth certificate, opened her ears for her earrings, and then we were good to go. My husband came, picked us, and we went home. Then we came back on Thursday. The doctor just removed the plaster. They just checked And I'm like, are you fixing another one? He said no. Am I coming back for anything? He said no. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. Like, it feels like technology is advancing every day. Because I know the first time it took almost 2 weeks, and they had to, like, after they took out the plaster and stuff, it still took a while. That I had to come back to the hospital for them to cut some threads and strings that they used to sew me up. But this time around, nothing like that. He just used razor to cut one thing, cut this side, and he said you are done for life. And I'm like, wow, that's nice. Okay, for my baby's test, they said there is no need. My baby did not have any yellowing in the skin again, and then I'm doing exclusive breastfeeding, that she's fine. But what my nurse in Agbo advised was that we should always bring her out for morning sun, that vitamin D, to touch her, and then we're giving her glucose and water, a mix of glucose and water. That's just basically it. And she's fine. I'm fine. So in Jesus' name, I'm done with giving birth to children. I'm done. Let me concentrate on taking care of these two and enjoy my husband. That is my stand as of right now. That I'm saying Jesus' name because I know that you can say all these things now. Meanwhile, God has another plan. God, I beg, consider me. I don't want born again. Help a girl. Anyways, guys, so I think this was my birth experience, my second cesarean section experience. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer you. Aside that, I think we are good. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to share. For anybody that you know that is having complications, that might want to have CS but is scared and stuff like that, you can share my story with them. At least this would encourage them to know that it's not as bad as it looks. Like, I'm already bawling. The way my stomach even is coming down, my mother-in-law was like, this is so fast. And I'm like, my Jesus, not a weird flip-flop. He never flops, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.